Hey makers, this is Yana with Mockys, and today we are here with another session talking about cake toppers. The last couple of weeks I was talking about different things about cake toppers. First we looked at what's possible to create with cake toppers with your Cricut. Then we looked at what um what the different Cricut machines are. So we compared the Cricut machines to see which one you might want to purchase if you haven't purchased one already. And today we're talking about different equipment or software that you might need to create the cake toppers. Okay, so this is what we're going to be talking about today. And don't forget that if you're interested to creating cake toppers, I have a course coming up. Let me pull it up for you. So Cake Toppers Made Simple. I'm going to start this course in October, and I have a waiting list going at caketoppersmadesimple.com. So check it out. Okay, so let's dive into our topic for today. So we're going to look at what equipment or what programs do you need to get started. So first of all, of course, you're going to need a Cricut, and we already talked about that last week. So let's say you got your Cricut and you know what you got. So now, what else is there to need? Basically, that's all. If you want to make a simple cake topper, you just need your Cricut machine. But if you're looking at something like images, like if we're gonna do some printouts and you want to cut them out, you're definitely gonna need a printer. So I've been hearing a lot of people are confused and thinking that your Cricut machine can print. It cannot. So the Cricut machine has a feature that it's called print and cut. And we talked about which machine has the feature and which machine does not last week. So take a look at that video from last week. So if you want to do a print and cut, you're definitely going to need a printer. So get an inkjet printer if you don't have one already, because the feature works with an inkjet printer. And all of them are pretty good. The standard printer that you need. There's no specific ones, even though you can get a higher end model. Then now, of course, we're gonna look at what software. Do we need to get anything else? Is the Cricut, just enough for us what to do? So in my experience, I'm a designer. I've used so many different programs like Adobe Illustrator and Inkscape, and of course I use the Cricut Design Space. There are many options for you, but thankfully Cricut introduced last year in 2020, they introduced an offset tool in Cricut Design Space. Offset tool helps you create, if you can see, helps you create these kind of step or border kind of features in your design. So this is great for us not needing any other software. You don't need to bother with Inkscape or Illustrator or anything else, unless you want to, of course. There are other features that you can use in those programs. But if you're just getting started, Cricut Design Space is all you need to create all sorts of cake toppers. You can create using shapes, you can create using, like I mentioned, this offset tool. There's so many things you can do to make your design creative and stand out with just using the Cricut Design Space tool. Another question I've heard people ask is, do you need Cricut Access? For those of you who don't know what is Cricut Access is Cricut's membership where you can join their, I'm not sure what the fees are, there are different brackets, but you can join their membership and you have access to different images, different graphics, different fonts to download from them. It's a nice to have. You don't need a Cricut Access to use your Cricut machine or to create any cake toppers. At the moment, there are not many options to create cake toppers with it, but there are also free features for the Cricut Access. So your Cricut machine comes with, I think, about maybe hundreds of dozen. You can get different elements and rework them and make it work for your cake toppers. So you do not need to purchase the Cricut Access membership to be able to create any cake toppers, okay? And also I had a question come up about the laser machine and the Cricut machine. A lot of people are getting confused between these two machines. A laser machine is mostly there is a home version like the home the Glowforge machine, but they are very pricey. They cost about 2,000 and up compared to a Cricut machine, which runs you about 200 some dollars, depending on the model that you're gonna get, 200 to $300, plus of course materials. Laser machine, you can cut anything that a Cricut can cut. It's industrial strength. You can use a laser beam that cuts your material out. So you can cut thicker materials than a Cricut can if you're interested in that. But if you are just getting started, a laser machine is a learning curve. It's a lot to learn because of all the settings. A Cricut is great if you're just getting started because there are lots of presets, lots of designs that you can just go ahead and try and cut them out. And for cake toppers, you're working with mostly paper, so Cricut machine is the best choice for you if you're just getting started. Now, if you're at the point where you already have experience with the Cricut machine and you've tried everything you could try, you can upgrade to a laser and you can cut the thicker pieces of wood and acrylic and other materials that a Cricut thickness wise would not pass through, because for a Cricut, I believe Cricut Maker, the maximum it could cut is a 2 millimeter. That's very, very thin compared to a laser machine. It could cut wood up to probably a 1/4 inch, depending on the laser machine that you get. But definitely much difference in the thickness of the material. Okay, so this is basically what I wanted to touch on today. And of course, again, I want to say that next week I'm going to continue with this session, and next week is actually most exciting week for you to tune in and to watch, because I'm going to be talking about the supplies, the materials, everything that you need to get started. So if you're wondering, what is it that I need? What supplies do I need to get started with making cake toppers? I'm going to be sharing that next week in my Wednesday live. Okay, so I'm going to be showing you materials that I use, materials that you should have, and materials that are nice to have. Plus, I'm also going to be sharing materials with cost saving tips. So if you're curious to know where you can cut your costs, I mean, who doesn't want to cut their costs? So tune in next Wednesday to see what materials you want to use to start creating cake toppers. Okay, and don't forget, if you're interested for making cake toppers, I have a course coming up, Cake Toppers Made Simple. I have a waiting list right now, so go ahead and sign up for the waiting list. It starts in October, so you'll be the first one to know, because I'm going to send an email to let everybody know when the course opens up. Okay, I'll catch you again next week. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.